everyone. I hope you're liking the slightly adjusted orientation with the video. I've got a little bit more of my vanity area exposed for you, so I hope you like it. I am Tia the Southern Rose, and today, as you could tell by the title, we're going to be talking about ports. So I wasn't familiar with port before a couple of months ago when I started researching Portugal a bit more, and I found out that port was named after Porto, a major city actually in Portugal. And port is a type of fortified wine. So you have your standard wines that are just grapes and those additives that they use to help with the development of the wine. But then you have ports and other fortified wines where there's a distilled alcohol added to it. Usually it's brandy, but ports and sherries are all along the same lines with that. So for this port, I decided to try it because I was recommended to try this particular brand. And this is what it looks like in the glass. But actually, before we get to the glass, let me read the description. Let me grab this again. The description says it's a rich, moderately sweet ruby red port. And by the way, I learned that ports come in two different shades. You can get your ruby red like this one, or you can get tawny, which is a little more on the brown, rosy side. It says it's delicious with dessert or for evening sipping, and it's recommended that you serve over ice or at room temperature with a twist or with soda. So there are a couple of different ways that you can do this, but that whole serving it with ice definitely puts in mind some sort of liqueur like brandy. So again, this is what it looks like. I've got my little dessert wine glass, and we'll do a standard sip and tasting for it. So we'll swirl, we'll sniff, we'll sip, and we'll savor just to figure out what's going on with this one. So I'm swirling it now, as you can see. And it doesn't coat the glass or anything, so obviously not a lot of tannins in it. We'll sniff. Ooh. It does smell like a liqueur of some sort of distilled alcohol is in it. You smell it. It does not smell like your typical wine. It smells stronger than your usual wine. But I'm looking forward to tasting it just the same. I'll do a quick swirl before I sip it. That is very interesting. So the first thing that I noticed was that, one, this is room temperature. I decided to do room temperature instead of putting it over ice. It felt warm in my mouth immediately. And so that's giving me that effect of liquor being added to something. Wine never warms my mouth immediately, but this definitely did. I felt warm and tingly immediately in my mouth. So that's a very unusual experience when you're expecting a wine. Now, it does smell sweet, though it smells strong and sweet. And it tastes, let me do another taste. It does have a fruity flavor. There's that warmth again. It does have a fruity flavor. It's very nice though. I saw that this is recommended that you sip it as an aperitif before your meal or as an after dinner beverage with your dessert even. And I can see why, because it is sweet enough to very well complement a chocolate. Definitely I would have this with chocolates. Yeah, smell wise, it does, you can smell that distilled alcohol, but you don't smell the grapes much. At least I don't smell them much. Let's see. I can taste grape flavoring. It does taste like a wine, but the sensation of the distilled liquor in there is what you remember most. You get more of the sensation than the flavor itself. So it does taste good. and it is something I would certainly drink again, but I would try it with chocolates for sure. And yeah, the grapes almost take a bit of a, I won't say the grapes take a back seat. They are co-pilots. So there are moments where you taste and you feel the sensation of the brandy, but then there are moments that you feel the taste, or you sense the taste of the grape. The grape is more subdued in this, but that's because it does have a mixture of different alcohols. It's not just wine. It's fortified, so it's got a different taste to it. It's really nice though. For the price, I can see why this is so popular. It was very reasonably priced at my local store. I think it was like maybe $9. I might be miscalculating, but it's a good wine. Um, I would like to taste it chilled. Warm, it's very nice. And I can see why you could just take this and just sip it by, the fire as you're watching it crackle. This is a very wintry drink to me. This is warm and cozy. That's what I'm thinking. It's very warm and very cozy. Perfect for a little something sweet after dinner as you kind of let your food digest and you relax a bit. So yeah, definitely I would try this again. I mentioned previously, and I don't know, I think, yes, I thought I had my wine book over here. Actually, hold on, let me go grab it. All right, I'm back, and I have the wine here as well as my wine tasting notes. So this is a little different. Because this is a fortified wine, it does not have a vintage on it, which is interesting to me. So for this, you could fill out the page in the book saying the wine and vintage. Of course, no vintage, but you could certainly put down Taylor, New York port. And then you could put down the type of grapes. Because it's a port, I want to say that they use grapes from Douro in Portugal, but it doesn't say on the bottle. So it may just be like a table grape, or a grape from that particular region where they originally came from when they made port. But they might have it on a website too. If I find it, I'll put it definitely in the description box. And producer region, Taylor is a New York company, of course, as it says. However, it does it have anything from Portugal? It doesn't say. Actually, it says they blend the best grapes from New York. So even though it's a port style wine, it is not actually from Portugal. That's good to know. I didn't know if they had perhaps rebottled in New York or something like that, but they haven't. And so now we've got, and I'm going to get this, there we go. So, you've got your wine and vintage. You got the date that you tasted it. You've got your grape, if you know it, other than just best grapes. If you can find the grape, that's fantastic. And then here we've got the producer, which is Taylor, New York. And then we've got the first point, which is appearance. It's ruby. It is, I guess, medium viscosity. It's not high splash, but it's not thick either. So somewhere in the middle. And then the next point is the nose. What does it smell like? You immediately smell the distilled alcohol that's added to it to make it fortified. And I don't even, actually, it smells kind of chocolatey. That's kind of funny. It smells a little bit chocolatey, but definitely you smell that distilled liquor in there. The taste, it gives you a warm mouth feel. It doesn't coat the mouth, which is really nice. And it's very rich. The grapes kind of take I hate saying a back seat, but you don't taste the grape immediately. You sense and taste the distilled alcohol first. And today I paired it with nothing, but I recommend you definitely pair it with dessert, preferably a chocolate based on the flavor. And my opinion of it, it is good. It's a good wine. I would certainly buy it again. It's going to take me a while to get through it though, because I do like the thought of just sipping it slowly and really savoring it. and allowing those flavors to unfold gently. So this is something I would absolutely purchase again, and I would probably not drink it quickly, but when I run out, I will get more to have in the house because this is really nice. I wasn't expecting to like it that well, especially since it wasn't chilled and because it was sweet. Um, Even though I like sweet wine, I wasn't expecting to like this as well as I did, but I'm a fan of it. So here is to Taylor, New York Port, which I can highly recommend. On a scale of 1 to 5 stars, I'd give it a strong 4. Um, I would love to taste the grape more than just the alcohol. I can taste it, but I would like to taste the grape more, but it's redeemed by the fact that it smells like chocolate. Every time I smell it, I get that essence of chocolate. It's really nice. So yeah, definitely a 4, maybe 4.5 stars. And no, 4, definitely 4. But I recommend it. It's very inexpensive too. So you can go to your local grocery store and find it. But if you can't find it at a local grocer, I'll try to find some links and put them in the comments, not the comments, the description box below. So I hope you enjoyed this review. And if you'd like to get this, I will put information in the description box as well for your own wine tasting notes. And, who knows, maybe you can fill it out as you try the same wines that I do. So I'll talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.